Hi, here we are, session number 7. I hope you're all staying really fit and well, and I hope you enjoyed the relaxation last week. Let's face it, we need a bit of relaxation, unless we're all getting relaxed into the being locked down now. Anyway, let's just start off with a posture check. So back of the head, shoulder blades, buttocks and heels up against an imaginary wall. Open the chest, slide those fingertips down the seam of the trouser leg. Tailbone pointing down, pressing tummy button to the backbone, putting up into the rib cage. Pelvic floor lifting, opening up the hips. Excuse me. Let the knees roll out a little bit. Arch of the foot will be encouraged. Spreading out the toes. Weight even between the little toe, the big toe and the heels. And then of course, full and wide breathing into the rib cage. Lateral breathing. Keeping that zip up and hollow. Then just starting off with a shoulder shrug. Squeezing the shoulders up, stretching the fingertips down. Squeeze all the way up into the ears and then push down. Squeezing up, stretching down. And then next time when you push down, turn the head, look over that right shoulder. Squeeze up, and as you push down, turn the head and look forward. Squeezing up and then turn the head as you push the shoulders down, looking to the left. Squeezing up and then turn the head back to center. So just warming up the shoulders, turning the head as you bring the shoulders down. So big squeeze up in the center and turn the head. And then squeeze up, turn the head, bring it back to center, holding that there. From here, bring that right arm out to the side, up, and bring the hand down, and as you bring that hand down, bring the other arm up. So that left arm goes down while the right arm circles up. When the arm reaches the top, you set the other one off. Bit of coordination. And just circling. Trying to keep the head lamps on the hip bones pointing forward, head lamps on the chest pointing forward. Try not to lift the shoulders up. And just warming up the shoulders, switching on those core muscles. Now see if you can lift the heels up off the floor and then bring the heels down. Lifting that right arm up, heels come up, heels go down as the right arm goes down. Pushing right up onto the balls of the feet, spreading out the toes. Lengthening up through the neck. Keep the piece of string through the center of the head, pulling you up towards the ceiling. Warming up those calf muscles, switching on the core to balance. Try to go straight up and straight down. And just one more time, all the way up. Bring the other arm up, keeping the shoulders down. And then just bringing the arms down and then out to the side. Palms stretching forward. Fingers out towards the walls on either side. Keep the head lamps on the hip bones pointing forward. And take a breath in, and as you breathe out, just twist to your right side. And again, and again. Then bring it back to center without moving anything below the waist. Exhale to twist and do a little pulse. 1, 2, 3. And bring it back to center. Nothing moving at all below the waist. Keep everything below the waist stuck in concrete. So twisting 1, 2, 3. A little pulse. Really got to switch on those core muscles, waist working. Exhale, twist, maybe turn the head and look along that rear arm as well. Feel those shoulders work. Exhale, twist 1, 2, 3. Gently bring it back. And again, twist 1, 2, 3. Bring it back and then push up onto the balls of the feet this time. Turn the head, a little bit trickier. 1, 2, 3. Gently back. And straight away to the other side if you can. There's a bit of wobbling going on here. 1, 2, 3. Bring it back and stretching the fingertips down. And you might just need to roll those shoulders out and around. Big shoulder rolls. And keeping the shoulders back and down, chest open. Take the right foot behind you, back heel off the floor. Keep the chest lifted. And doing a deep squat and push up nice and tall. Start to warm up the hips and the knees. And of course keeping the shoulders going, keeping the chest up, trying not to lean forward. From the side view, you would do squat and lift. Just watch that front knee doesn't go any further forward than the toes. So you might need to take the foot back a little bit. And once you've got that going, seeing if you can add on to that, do the squat and slide that right foot through and lift and catch and balance. Put the foot back and squat, slide through, lift and balance. So you've really got to switch on those core muscles. Deepest squat as you can manage. Lift and squat and lift and hold and balance, keeping the shoulders down. Replace the foot, change to the other side, taking a big step back, just shuffle the foot back and then keeping that front knee over the ankle so it doesn't go any further forward than the toes. Just start off with the squat. Now if you find the squat with the foot behind you too much, of course you can bring the feet together and that will be a little bit easier on those knees. If you can, deep squat with the foot behind. Breathing in to go down, breathing out to push up. And then when you're ready, you can add the knee lift. Doing the squat, slide through, lift and balance. Always one side, easier than the other. Try and do a nice deep squat. Take that back knee as low as you can, but keeping the chest lifted. Now I might be wrong, but I think one more will do. And then lift and balance and release down. Then give the legs a little bit of a shake out, releasing those hips. And check in the position, taking a big step out to the right side, squat and bring the foot in, maybe with some arms. Deep squat, slide back in. So squat and slide in and lift and push the arms back. Deep squat, staying on that same side, slide the foot in, push the arms back, lift the knee. Deep squat, slide in, those inner thighs working a little bit, opening the chest as you push the arms back, squat, slide in, push back, lift and hold, balance, and replace the foot. Then of course going to the other side. Deep squat, slide in. So just get that bit going first. Try not to lean forward, taking the hips back and down. And then when you're ready, you can add the lift to add in the core muscles, posture muscle across the upper back as you push back. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Two more. Squat, slide, push back. And last one. Hold at the top, keep the chest open. And then replace the foot. Give the legs a little bit of a shake out again. So just taking that right foot back, press the heel down into the floor. Open the chest, slide fingertips down, seam of trouser leg. And then from there, just lift that right arm up, take the arm back, all the way around, turn the head, look at the arm, get a good stretch through the calf. And the other arm lifting up, take the arm all the way around and back and down, turn the head, just getting flexibility into the neck as well. Lifting the heel and then bending both the knees, pushing that hip forward. You can feel the stretch through the front of the hip. So leaning back a little bit and then push that hip forward a little bit more and you get more stretch in the front of that hip. And then changing legs, just press the heel down, double check the back toes, point forward, bend that front knee, make sure it doesn't go any further forward down the toes, and then just swing the arms forward and back. Press that heel right down into the floor. And then lifting that back heel up once you've had a good stretch through the calf, bending the knees, push that hip forward, feel the stretch through the front of the hip, and leaning back, just the shoulders, keep the chin down over the peach, you're not tilting the head back. Get a good stretch through that hip flexor. Balancing, core muscles working. And then bringing the feet together, back of the head, shoulder blades, buttocks and heels up against that imaginary wall. Drop the chin and then peel yourself off the wall like a piece of wet wallpaper.
heading down towards the toes. Drop, 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 tummy button pulled up and in. Nodding the head, shake the head as if you're saying no. Keep the tummy engaged and slowly come up. Link by link, bone by bone, up against that imaginary wall. Shoulders back and down. And again, just drop the head, feel the stretch through the back of the neck. Keep the knees relaxed. Arms close into the legs. And get a good stretch through your spine. Drop the head. Keep those knees relaxed. And then nodding the head. Then just shake, 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 shake the head. And slowly come up. All the way up against that imaginary wall. Shoulders back and down. And then one more time. Drop the chin. Slowly, slowly down. Go a little bit further if you can. Relaxing those knees. Nodding the head. Shake, shake, shake the head. And then slowly come up, link by link, bone by bone, up against that imaginary wall. And the next time we'll use the roll down to go onto the mat. So now, standing at the back of your mat, using that roll down to go onto your front. So just drop the chin, relax the knees, slowly roll down. Drop, drop, drop. Do that little nod again. And then shake, shake, shake the head, just to get rid of any tension in the upper back and the neck. And then bending the knees a little bit, putting the hands onto the floor, walking all the way out onto your hands and knees, and then gently onto your front. So just lengthening through the legs, tummy button pulled up off that little flat hot stone. Slide shoulder blades down your back, shoulders away from the ears. Lengthen the neck. Have the peach underneath the chin, plank of wood on the back of the head. Forehead resting. If that is not comfortable, you can just turn your head to the side and let your cheek rest. And then from here, take a breath in. As you breathe out, lift the head, the shoulders off the floor. Keep your eyes focused on the backs of the hands and breathing in to go down. Exhaling to lift. Make sure you don't lift your head up out of alignment with the spine, and breathe in to go down. If it's not comfortable with the arms there, you could have the arms crucifix with the elbows bent at a 90-degree angle, or you could take the arms down by your side and lift. You can decide on the arm position. Exhaling up, keeping the shoulder blades down, and breathing in to go down. And then see if you can leave the hands glued onto the forehead and then lift the upper body and breathe in and go down. Lifting the arms up and gently down. So you're supporting the head. Remember, you can always leave the arms crucifix position and use the forearms to stabilize as you lift and lower, or you could leave the arms down by your side and lift and lower, whichever works better for you. Adding on if you want to. Exhale to lift, inhale to hold. Exhale, extend the arms out, arms by the ears, ears by the arms. And then gently bring it back down. And again, if you can, you exhale up, inhale, hold. Exhale, reach, inhale, hold. Exhale, back underneath the forehead and inhale down. But you can do any of the earlier options. Then when you've done enough repetitions, relax back down, let the forehead rest on the backs of the hands, or you could turn the head to the side, let your cheek rest, lengthen the legs, bend the knees at a 90-degree angle, flex the feet, then the toes are pointing towards the floor, heels towards the ceiling, parallel to the floor and the ceiling. And then just take a breath in, and as you breathe out, hover the right knee off the floor, imprint the sole of the foot onto the ceiling, and breathing in to lower. Same leg, exhale to lift, inhale to lower, while keeping everything else as stable as you can. While you do that, keep that 90-degree angle at the knee. If it's not comfortable, of course, you could do straight legs. And then when you've done about 5, then you swap to the other side. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Buttock working, fixing with your hamstring. Try not to allow the pelvis to rock from side to side, keeping your cup of tea still on the back of your pelvis. And just one more on that side. And then maybe both together if you can. Lift and lower. Then you really feel your buttocks clench, adding in the lower back. Of course, if that's too much, you could stay with single, single, and then double. Or you could just stay with the singles. If it's too much altogether, you feel that too much in your lower back, lengthen through the legs and either lift both legs or do the single, single, double there. And then when you've completed, equal numbers on both sides, or if you're doing the doubles, just do one more. If you're doing single, single, double, complete the set. And then come up onto the hands and knees. And just give your back a bit of a stretch. Arch the back, drop the head, tuck the pelvis under, look back between the thighs. Stretch. Remember, if that is not comfortable on the knees, you can sit on your bottom, swing your legs round in front of you, put a big beach ball on your lap and reach over the beach ball for your toes and create the arch that way. Then going back down onto your front, see if you can join the two together, upper body and lower body. Remember, if it's too much to do upper and lower together, you can always do the upper body first and then the leg or legs. You could always alternate between the two. But if you can, bending the knees, or if you know that's too much, straight legs. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Again, you could do single leg, and then double. Or you could do the upper and the lower body separately. You can also make it a little bit more challenging if you want to by doing the lift, hold, extend both arms and both legs, bend the knees back in, bend the elbows back in, and gently back down. If that's too much, of course, you don't have to add that on. And again, you can do upper and lower separately. Just lift, reach out, arms by the ears by the arms, keep the shoulders down, bend and back down again. And you do as many repetitions as you want to of that. Then once you have done as many as you can manage, just coming back up onto the hands and knees, and then sit back onto the heels, let the forehead rest down. You can always take the arms behind you, palms up. You can open the knees to get those hips back further. But breathing full and wide into the rib cage. Get a good stretch through the lower back and the buttocks that you've worked. Remember, if that's not comfortable, you can sit on your bottom, hug the knees into the chest, and drop the head over the knees. Give the back a good stretch. Then when you feel you've had a good enough stretch, back onto your front again, and then roll gently over onto your right side. And in this position, if it's comfortable for you, bend the elbow and support the head with one hand, and then bring the other hand just behind the ear, elbow towards the ceiling. Now immediately you're going to have to balance. And then swing the legs forward to about a 45-degree angle just over the front of your mat. Try and stay balanced, keep the torso stable, and then lift the top leg, flex the foot, and then just swing the leg forward, do a double kick, and then point the toes back, and then lift the rib cage. So you're doing exhale, kick, inhale, point back, and lift the rib cage while you do that bit. Double kick as you exhale, inhale, lift rib cage, push back. Now, if that's not comfortable with the elbows, of course you can lie on your side and do the double kick forward and point and swing back. Keeping the waist lifted, of course, off your hot stone. You decide which level you can manage, and then when the outside hip and thigh has had enough of that, then bringing the legs into alignment. Check you've got that straight line. And then pop the top knee onto the floor in front of you. Keep the head down, neck relaxed, feet underneath the chin. Flex the bottom foot, keep that top shoulder down. And then exhale to lift, inhale to lower, almost to the floor but not quite. Lifting and lowering, isolating that inner thigh. Keep lengthening through the leg, make sure it's not bending, so probably flexing the foot
would work better, pushing the heel away, then you get some stretch through the hamstring. And bringing the top leg back on top of the bottom leg, maybe putting that left hand in front of you to help to support you. Just lift and lower both the legs. Try and keep that waist lifted off the little flat hot stone, head down, neck relaxed. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Remember, you still got your cup of tea on the outside of that hip when you do this. And of course you can challenge your balance with where you put that right hand. You can put it behind, open the chest, slide the hand down the seam of the trouser leg, up towards the ceiling, turn the palm, the right palm up, and take the left hand over your head, and lift and lower. You're going to have to really work those core muscles hard to keep stable. So you can always leave the hand in front. And from there, turn the right palm down, and then lift the legs as you exhale. Inhale, hold, exhale, lift the upper body. Inhale, hold, and gently go down. And always leave the hand in front to help with a little push. Legs first, upper body pressing down with the forearm. Make sure you're not lifting your head, keep your neck in line, and gently down. You can put the hand behind, down the seam of the trouser leg, up towards the ceiling, over the head. And see how many repetitions of that you can do. Legs, upper body, maybe sliding the hand down the seam of the trouser leg, reaching down, making the waist work as well as the inner and outer thighs. So you can decide which level and how many repetitions you would like to do. And then when you've completed the repetitions, take that top arm over the top of your head, take hold of that top wrist, still balancing, lengthening down the side of your body. Get a good stretch down the side, still balancing, those core muscles still working. Having worked your waist and your inner and outer thighs there. And the kicking forward and back, working the hip flexor, the buttock, the outside of your hip and thigh, and of course the waist, if you manage to do the push up. And then gently, please, rolling over onto your back. Then stretching the legs out if that's comfortable. If it's not, you can always leave the legs bent. And then flexing the feet, put your right heel on top of your left toes. If that is not comfortable for the toes, just cross the ankle over the ankle instead. The inner thighs are going to work a little bit here. Then breathing in, nod your head, but leave the back of the head on the floor. Breathing out, curl up, turn the palms up and reach forward. Hold to breathe in and breathing out to gently take it back down again. Remember that little grape in the small of your back, crush the grape as you look forward over the toes. And then gently back down. You can always support the head with one hand while you reach forward and crush your grape. And then gently roll down. But try not to twist your shoulders. Curling up, reaching forward. And then gently, gently down. One more time, push as far forward as you can, palms are up, and then you turn the palms down. And then swapping to the other side, cross the ankle if it's not comfortable on the toes. Breathing in to nod, breathing out to curl, crush the grape, and then gently bring it back down. Make sure you keep that tray of marbles still, pushing forward, rib cage to hips. Working rectus abdominis down the front, the six-pack muscle and the transversus to keep you stable. Support the head always if you need to. And I was aiming for 5 on each side, but I haven't got a clue how many I've done now, so I'm going to do 2 more. Pushing up and reach. Make sure you're pressing that tummy button right down each time. Reaching forward, relax back down. And then changing the legs over again. I'm going to make it a little bit more challenging this time. If you don't want to do that, you can always revert to the first option. Breathing in to nod, breathing out to curl up, look over the toes. Now, lifting the arms up as you exhale and inhale to lower. Stay with it. Lift and lower, looking forward. Each time you lift the arms, push forward that little bit more. Just to reach and crush the grape. And then remember, support the head if you need to. And then gently take it back down. Changing legs now. Again, I've aimed for 5 on either side, but you can do 5, 7, 10, however many you would like to do. Do equal numbers on both sides. Keep that tummy braced. Curl forward, lift for 5, and down for 5. Exhale up, and inhale to lower. Just breathing out to lift, inhale to lower. Reaching forward, and last one, push, and relax back down. But of course you can do more if you would like to. Then when you've done enough, take the arms over the top of your head, stretch the legs out along the floor, and give yourself a full body stretch from the tips of your fingers to the tips of your toes. Stretch through the tummy, stretch through the hips. Then with grace, elegance and control, breathing in, nod your head, float the arms up towards the ceiling, breathing out, peel off, up to sitting. Remember, if that's too much, you can put the hands behind you with the palms down and press down with the hands and push up. You can hold on behind one thigh and pull up, or you could roll over onto one side and then push up to sitting. Then knees up, feet flat on the floor, orange and peach in place. Starting off nice and easy, create that pelvic tilt and lengthen up. Breathing in to tilt and breathing out to lengthen. Create the C curve, lengthen the spine and scoop out the tummy, lengthening up. Breathing in, just tilt, hip bones to bottom of rib cage, sinking the rib cage down and then lengthening up. And if you would like to work a little bit harder, put the hands behind you, point the fingers towards your hips, hover the feet off the floor, hold on to the orange and the peach, keep the shoulders down, the chest is open, and then rock back onto the heels of the hands, and then just rock forward again. So you're sitting up tall, create the C, and then roll back and balance, and then push back up. You really feel those tummy muscles engage. And then if you would like to work that little bit harder, hold it on gently behind the thighs, keep the 90-degree angle at the hip and the knee, and then tilt the pelvis and just roll back, maybe to the shoulder blades, but no further, and then lengthen back up. So you're tilting the pelvis, create your C curve, bring your chin down over your peach, make yourself into a bit of a ball, and then massage your back and come back up and catch it at the top. That's where the tummy muscle's going to kick in. Try not to roll back any further than the shoulder blades, so you're not moving your head and banging your head on the floor, keeping your chin down over your peach. Create that big curve and then balance at the top. And again, if you'd like to work harder, turn out the knees, bring the toes together, put the hands behind, between the legs, hold on to the ankles either side, and then create that C curve again, chin down over the peach, and balance at the top. That's a lot more challenging because you cannot use your legs. You're holding onto your ankles, you're holding the legs in that position, so you're holding and balancing. If it's too much, you go back to any of the earlier options. Just roll it back and balance. And then the harder version, if you want it, you would extend the legs out wide-ish, keeping the shoulders down, create your C curve, chin down over your peach, and catch at the top. That's a lot more challenging. So if it's too much, you just stay with any of the earlier options. Just roll it back and catch at the top. But you can decide which level you want to go for and how many repetitions you would like to do. And then you put one foot down, the other foot down, and stretch out as slowly as you can. Use those tummy muscles all the way down, reaching out and stretch those tummy muscles again. Lengthen, lift the rib cage out of the pelvis. And then we need to do the left side. So in order to keep your eye on the screen, you might want to breathe in, nod your head, breathing out, curl up and push up, or any other option. And then just swing round and take yourself over onto your left Taking a moment to set this up, bending your left elbow and support the head if that is comfortable. So not just leave that arm on the floor. Swing your legs round to that 45-degree angle, and then taking your right hand behind your head. And lifting that top leg, flex the foot, double kick forward, and point swing back and lift your waist. So exhale forward, inhale point, and don't forget to lift the middle. If it's not comfortable, of course, you can lie on your side and do that, and just do the leg bit. Hip flexor working, buttock, outside hip and thigh, and of course, waist. Try and lift that middle. Double kick and push and lift and balance those core muscles working as well. And then maybe just one more time, just to squeeze back and lift, and then release. And then let the arm rest down, let the head rest on the arm. Remember, you can turn your toes up, have a look down, just about see the tips of your toes. Letting the head rest, keeping the waist lifted. Pop the top knee in front of you, flex that bottom foot, and then exhale to lift, inhale to lower, almost to the floor, but not quite. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Pushing the heel away from you, get a bit of stretch with those hamstrings. Keeping the waist lifted, so there's a little bit of a gap between the waist and the floor. And just isolate that bottom leg. Keep the head down, the neck relaxed. And from there, take the top leg back over the top of the bottom leg and lift and lower both legs together. Now you might need to leave your right hand in front of you to facilitate that. Or if you want to open the chest, pull the shoulder back and down. You take the hand behind, that will be a little bit more challenging for your core. If of course it's too much altogether, you can leave the bottom leg on the floor and just lift and lower the top leg. Other arm positions, you can slide the hand down the seam of the trouser leg, up towards the ceiling, or even turn that left palm up and take the right arm over the top of your head. You can decide. So just one leg or both legs, and you decide on the position of the arm. And then you could add on to that if you want to. You could turn that right palm down, and then lift the legs, hold them up, and then lift the upper body and hold it up. Keep that top hip rolled forward, balancing on the hip, and then gently take it down. So the exhale up, inhale, hold. Exhale up, inhale, hold. Remember to keep the neck in line with the spine. So you're not heaving up with the head, you're pressing down with the forearm and lifting with the waist. Legs lift, upper body. Maybe you can make that a little bit more challenging and slide the hands down, seeing the trouser leg. And then gently take it back down. So you can decide on the position of the hand. Feeling the inner thigh work on that bottom leg, outer thigh work, and waist up and low working, and of course a little bit of upper body strength. Reaching down the seam of the trouser leg if you can, and then gently, gently down. Maybe one more time, or you can do more if you want to. Lift, and reach. Ooh, balancing, a little bit of wobbling going on here. And relax back down. And take that top arm over the top of your head, take hold of that top wrist, give a little tug, and get a good stretch down the side. Lengthen and stretch. And then from there, just gently, gently, roll over onto your front. And bringing the arms behind, or rather elbows up, pointing up towards the ceiling, fingers pointing forward and lengthening through the legs. Reach underneath the chin. Tummy button, of course, pulled up nice and tight. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, press down through the palms of the hands and push up. Slide those shoulder blades down, and breathing in, keep the elbows tucked in and gently go down. Tummy, elbows, chest, shoulders, forehead. Pushing up on the out breath and breathing in to gently take it back down again. Try to keep the elbows skimming the side of your body as you push up. So you're not coming up onto the knees. You're keeping your hips down, your tummy engaged to support your back while you do that. Exhaling up and inhale down. Now if that is not comfortable for your wrists, you could come into a sitting position, either with the legs straight or bent or crossed, or even actually on your knees, and you could just drop and lift, elbows pointing up, clasping the hands together, keep the peach underneath the chin and the head up nice and tall, arms by the ears by the arms, to work the backs of the arms. You can, obviously this is harder because you've got your body weight on it. Keep pushing up, and then maybe a little bit more challenging if you want it. You keep the elbows tucked in. As you breathe in, you go down, and breathing out to push up, and you only go halfway. Just gently down. Keep the elbows tucked into the side, shoulder blades down, shoulders down away from the ears, legs long. Remember, you're not coming up onto the knees. No weight on the knees. It's all through the arms. So really hard work for the upper arm. Do as many repetitions as you feel you can manage of those. And then sit back onto the heels, let the forehead rest down, stretch the arms out. You could leave the elbows on the floor and rotate the wrists, lift the forearms. Or you could let the forehead rest, take the arms behind you, palms up, and rotate the wrists. If, of course, that is not comfortable for the knees, swing the legs round in front of you, put that big beach ball on the lap, reach over your beach ball, and rotate the wrists. And of course you're going to get some stretch in your lower back and your buttocks as well, keeping the shoulders down. Then when you've had a good stretch there, scooting all the way out onto your front, take the forehead down onto the back of one hand, reach behind with the other hand for the foot on the same side. Bring the heel to the bottom, the knees are together, press the hip into the floor, stretch the front of the thigh. Remember, you can always get hold of your sock or your trouser leg if you can't get the foot, or you could cross the other ankle over and just ease the leg in. Lifting head and shoulders if you want to increase the intensity of the stretch, but keep the eyes focused on the back of the hand, then you're not engaging your neck. When you're ready, change to the other leg. Heel to bottom, knees together, press the hip into the floor, and if you want to, extra intensity, lift the head and the shoulders, but make sure you don't engage your neck. Then when you've had a good stretch there, replace the foot, coming up onto the hands and knees, arching the back, drop the head, tuck the pelvis under, and look back between the thighs. Remember, you can always come up onto your knuckles if it's not comfortable on the palms. Tucking under, opening up the vertebrae, press down through the hands. Get a good stretch. And coming into a sitting position. Bring the soles of the feet together and take the hands behind you. Sit up nice and tall. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Open the chest, pull the shoulders back and down. Let the weight of your legs take your knees towards the floor. Just stretch those inner thighs. Hold that there. Now if you feel you want a little bit more of a stretch, what you could do is take the legs out nice and wide, pop the hands in front of you, and bring your chest down towards the floor. Then you get more stretch in the inner thigh. If it's not comfortable, you can always get a cushion and pop the cushion underneath your bottom, because if you've got quite tight hamstrings, then it's uncomfortable in the sitting position. Just getting a cushion would help. And then leave that right leg straight out in front of you. Put the left foot over and then hug the leg in with the right arm. Take the left hand behind you. Sit up nice and tall and rotate and look over that left shoulder. Hold it there, maybe take a breath in, and as you breathe out, hug in a little bit more, twist a little bit more. Get some more stretch in that outside hip and thigh and round your neck and your middle. Then just unknotting the leg and swap to the other side. Hug in, pull it right into the chest, that leg, sit up nice and tall, and rotate. And then maybe when it eases off a little bit, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, twist that little bit further. Go over the shoulder. And then relax. Then sitting with the legs straight or bent or crossed again. Getting a cushion if it's not comfortable for your back here. And then shoulders back and down. Lengthen up through that piece of string in the centre of your head. Lift the right arm up, drop the hand behind your head and ease the arm back. Stretch the back of the arm. Elbow pointing up. Trying to keep that head up tall. And the other arm. Arm by the ear by the arm. Just drop the hand and give a little push. Remember, if that one's not comfortable, you can always take the arm over the opposite shoulder. That would be an alternative if you have trouble getting the arm by the ear and the ear by the arm. And then just relax. Right hand, palm down, underneath the buttock and sit on it. And drop the left ear down into the shoulder. Lengthening through the spine, keeping the tummy pulled up and in. Stretch neck, stretch shoulder. And then release, slide those shoulder blades down your back. Drop the chin down into the chest. Shoulders right down away from the ears. Keeping the tummy pulled up and in. And trying to keep the back up nice and straight. Just dropping the head, using the weight of the head to stretch the back of the neck. Then lengthening up again. Left hand, palm down underneath the buttock, sit on that one. And drop your right ear into the shoulder. Using the weight of the head, stretch the neck and the shoulder. And then release, lengthen up again. Shoulders back and down, still nice straight back, tummy pulled up and in. Turning the head, looking over that right shoulder, keeping the chin down. Try not to tilt the top of the head back. And keeping the chin down over the peach, turn the head and look over that left shoulder. Giving a good stretch through the neck, just encouraging that flexibility into the neck. Then gently dropping the chin down into the chest, lifting the head, and release the shoulders. Just ease out those shoulders. Get those shoulders moving again. And there we are. There is session number 7 finished. And I hope you're all staying fit and well, doing lots of walking or cycling or running. And of course now we can get together with one other person from another household. So that is definitely making life a little bit more pleasant on the long walks. So stay safe and well, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.